This is our video review on Ordinary People
by Judith Quest.
Instead of reading the back summary that we've all heard before, I'm going to shortly summarize the novel. The novel is all about two characters' journey, Conrad and Calvin. Their whole journey throughout the trauma of losing a son and a brother, and how they deal with this issue. The novel starts off with not knowing anything about the death of Buck, but starting off with Conrad just coming out of the hospital, just coming back into normal life.
He was 1 month out of the hospital, come back to normal life, about to enroll back to school for the 11th grade for the second time.
Yeah. So, yeah, and we just want to talk about the two point of views for a second. Conrad and Calvin.
What point of view did you prefer?
I preferred Conrad's over Calvin because Calvin was kind of choppy. You didn't really know when he was talking, when it was supposed to be him talking. And you kind of was thinking, like, what? Did I skip something? I don't.
Yeah, like, whenever it would be Conrad, you would feel like the next chapter would be Conrad, but then you're like, oh, it's Calvin. And I think that was, like, a disappointment because, oh, I want to learn more about Conrad, and then you get Calvin.
Definitely,
so, yeah. But anything else, like, you thought were interesting about his point of view, like Conrad, more so than Calvin's?
Conrad had more example of his emotionals, and Calvin kind of just was more supportive in his role, and Conrad had a lot of issues.
Yeah, like, it was obvious that Conrad was the, like, main focus of the story, and I think that Calvin's was more, it felt like he was a filler, like, more of a filler to fill out the book. Without his, like, storyline, it would be sort of short of book, but I think that putting Calvin's story arc, it did allow us to understand what's Beth and Calvin. Beth is the mother of Conrad, and Calvin's journey and what they're going through, and understand that Conrad's not the only one with the problems in the family, but the only problem with that is that you preferred Conrad's story to Calvin's, so in the end you were just like, come on, skip this chapter. You wanted to skip it, but you couldn't. But Conrad's was just favored for me and you.
Yeah.
Like, so much more.
Definitely.
Yeah. And even, like, I mentioned Beth, like, she was sort of a supporting character. Like, is there any other supporting characters that you really enjoyed? I know I didn't enjoy Beth at all. She was really annoying. She was just very self-involved. I found that she just constantly put Conrad down. Even, like, Conrad wasn't in the right in a lot of situations, but still, she worried about other people's opinions more so than her own son. And she didn't really care that he tried to kill himself. She just cared about, oh God, what's the neighbors gonna think, right? Like,
She's very self-absorbed.
Yeah. Is there any other characters that you find?
Janine kind of was, since she kind of betrayed Conrad a little bit, but I guess everything worked out in the end for them.
Well, she didn't really betray him. She was just like, in the relationship, she had to go because she wanted to graduate and move on, but like, she didn't really betray him. She just wanted to move on with her life, and that's sad, but like, you know, everybody has to move on, but like, I like Janine's character because she was very alike to Conrad. She was very similar. They were both damaged in different ways, obviously, but like, Conrad tried to kill himself, and Janine went through this hard time with friends, went through drugs, alcohol, and sex, and was completely overwhelmed by that. And I really liked that moment whenever they shared that, because it shows trust in their relationship, and I liked how she expressed herself. But yeah, I can see how you would take that she betrayed him, but like, she had to move on.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I liked Janine too, but I think my favorite one was Joe Lazenby. I really enjoyed him. Like, I liked that he was...
You would say that he's your favorite character?
Yeah, like I like Conrad too. Like he's one of my favorites. But I like Joe.
Conrad's my favorite.
Yeah, like he's awesome. But like
he's just so awesome.
Yeah. Joe Lazenby, he's trying so hard to mend the broken relationship of his and Conrad's. And it's sad because throughout the novel you're hoping they'll become friends, and they do in the end, which is great. But throughout the novel you're just feeling poor Lazenby. Like he's trying so hard, and then Conrad just keeps on pushing him away. But you can't blame Conrad because it's a constant reminder that his brother is dead. Because they used to hang out. Buck, Lazenby, and Conrad were like a trio.
The Three Musketeers.
Yeah. They were great friends. And it would be a constant reminder if he had to hang out with them. But in the end, I think it was nice that they put it in that he did befriend him again. Yeah. Because, you know, it would be sort of depressing if he never talked to him again. And I really liked his character because out of the friends, like Stillman and Lazenby, there was another one, but he wasn't very important. But Stillman and Lazenby, Stillman was phony. He was fake and he was pompous, and no one really liked him. But Lazenby, he always tried to help Conrad. He was always friends with Conrad. He was friendly, and I really like the character development on him. But yeah, Janine and Lazenby were awesome characters.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Yeah. But for, like, memorable scenes, like, what was your most memorable scene?
I'd have to say it was Karen committing suicide for sure, because, and especially how Conrad had dealt with it was very upsetting to have to read about it.
Yeah, and realistic. It was unbelievably realistic, because if anyone, I think everyone has lost someone in their life by now, and how they describe it, it's so relatable.
And how to deal with it and stuff.
Yeah, and he runs to his psychiatrist, right? Mm-hmm. And that's Dr. Berger, and I think Dr. Berger really helped him a lot.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, near the end of the novel, he's great. He's doesn't have to go meet with him. So.
Like, Calvin and Beth didn't really help the situation. Like, his father really tried, but, like, he got him Mr. Dr. Berger, right? And Dr. Berger helped, and I think, Calvin really cared, but Beth didn't help the situation. And I don't want to be mean, but, like, I really enjoyed the ending that she left, because I didn't really like her character.
Yeah, she put a big pause on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she was...
Every time you come and be like, oh, why, Beth? You'd want to jump to the next chapter.
Yeah. But I think my most memorable scene would have to be whenever they're setting up the Christmas tree, and Conrad and her get into this big fight, because it shows two sides of each character. Because Conrad, all we know is that he's very quiet and he doesn't talk about it, but he's angry inside, and then he has that moment of like anger and just takes it out on his mom, and really, he had every right to. Maybe he went too far with it. Surely he did.
I'm sure a lot of people go too far on these kind of things.
He did. But here, Beth, I don't think she was in the right. I don't believe that Beth was a good character, and Beth was a horrible mom to Conrad. She practically said, well, what about me? You're hurting me. And the thought of, the neighbors, what are they going to think? Who cares about the neighbors? Who cares about the neighbors? Your son tried to kill himself. You're supposed to help your son, not just say, well, what about the neighbors? Yeah. You can move. You can move. They're neighbors. They're neighbors.
They're going to get over it.
Yeah, they might not get over it, and they might even talk about it, but so what? They're neighbors. Okay? Your son's important. Neighbors, not so much. But yeah, I thought that was a really important scene because it shows how self-involved Beth is, and how strong Conrad is, that he would actually fight back, because most of the time he doesn't. And you could take the side of, Beth, oh, poor Beth, but I'm not going to, because it's not poor Beth. And maybe Conrad went too far. But thinking about it, Beth, she's just one of those characters that no one really cares for, and I don't know, I'm not going to take her side on this.
You had talked a little bit about the ending there. How did you feel about that, Ben?
I found that the ending was... I liked the ending, because it sort of ends with a low note that the mother left, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But it's sad for Conrad and Calvin, because Calvin's losing his wife, and Conrad's losing a mother. And Conrad wasn't that deeply upset about it, but he was, like, a little bit upset about it, because it is his mom either way, even though she was mean to him or didn't love him as much as she should have. But, I thought that was a little bit depressing for them, but I liked that they ended on a high note, like I said before, with him befriending his friend, Joe Lazenby, and I really enjoyed that happening. If that didn't happen, that would ruin the whole book for me, because the whole book I was wondering, oh, are they going to be friends again or not?
Yeah.
And having that moment, it just made the book for me, so that really made it a likable book, and yeah. Did you enjoy it, or?
I found the ending could have been a little bit more exciting, maybe a little bit longer, maybe with a little bit more information about, like, what happened to his mom, and, like, if his mom maybe called him up just to see how he was doing or whatever, you know, just because he is his mom, and
like
she didn't really care, but, I mean, like, it's nice to know that your mom still cares, even if she does leave like that. I like how he was fixing his relationships with his friends, and he was gonna look past what all the things have happened. And I like how he's, well, I don't really like how he's done with his therapy, but he did go to therapy, and it helped him a lot. And
he got through it.
He got through it, so now he's done with that, and hopefully he'll be settled into a new environment if the book was to carry on.
Yeah.
Settled with a new environment.
If you had to rate this book out of 10, what would you give it?
I'd have to give it about a 6.
I would have to give it about an 8. Anyways, that's our review, and I hope you enjoyed watching.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.